Hey everybody, welcome back. So today, what if Ralph Kramden of the Honeymooners were a therapist? It would be an absolutely wild ride for his clients, given his volatile personality, his booming voice, his short temper, and his underlying, if often buried, good intentions. I imagine Ralph would practice a highly unconventional form of no-nonsense, directive, and loudmouth reality therapy with a dash of unsolicited life coaching. All right, here's why. All right, directive and authoritarian. Ralph loves to be in charge and tell people what to do. He wouldn't be a passive listener. He'd immediately jump in with his expert opinions and tell his clients exactly what he thinks they should do to fix their problems. Listen, you know what your problem is? You're not thinking straight. All right? Focus on what are you going to do about it. Ralph is all about action, even if his plans are often ill-conceived. He wouldn't dwell on past traumas or deep emotional introspection. Instead, he'd be hammering on the present moment and demanding a concrete plan of action, no matter how simplistic. Stop moping. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to get off that couch or what? Blustery confrontation, tough love. He'd believe in confronting issues head on, often with a significant amount of yelling. His tough love would be less about gentle guidance and more about a verbal pummeling designed to snap the client out of their perceived foolishness. He'd use his booming voice to cut through excuses. Excuses. You call that a problem? Let me tell you about problems. Simple, common sense solutions. Ralph prides himself on his common sense even when it's utterly lacking. His therapeutic advice would boil down to very direct, often unsophisticated, and sometimes completely unhelpful solutions based on his own limited worldview. Just tell him off. That's what I would do. Pow, right in the kisser, metaphorically, of course, hopefully. Emphasis on taking your lumps. Ralph often faces the consequences of his own schemes, and he'd expect his clients to take their lumps and deal with the problems rather than avoid them. There'd be little room for whining in Ralph's therapy room. Intermittent bursts of underlying good intentions. Despite the bluster, Ralph does care about his friends and family. In rare, quieter moments, he might offer genuinely thoughtful, though still gruff advice, or even a moment of empathy, only to quickly revert to his usual loud persona, perhaps embarrassed by his own softness. Financial advising unsolicited. Given his constant struggle with money, Ralph would inevitably weave financial wisdom into every session, regardless of the client's actual problem. And another thing, you got to learn to manage your money. You see this bus driver's salary? I'm telling you, it ain't easy. All right, potential therapeutic techniques, randomified. The lecture chair, a designated chair where clients are forced to sit and listen to Ralph's extended monologues about their perceived failings. The bus driver's rant, Ralph's go-to method for stress relief, which he would encourage or demand his clients emulate. This would involve standing up, gesticulating wildly, and yelling about whatever frustrates them. One-punch advice, delivering a single definitive and often simplistic piece of advice with the force of a to-the-moon declaration. And the Jackie Gleason glare, a nonverbal technique to convey his disapproval and demand immediate compliance. In short, Ralph Kramden's therapy would be less about gentle guidance and more about being verbally steamrolled into what he believes is the right solution, whether the client likes it or not. It would be chaotic, loud, and utterly unforgettable. So what do you think? What do you think about Ralph Kramden's approach to therapy, and would you want him to be your therapist? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.